World War I, also known as the Great War, was a global conflict that lasted from July 28, 1914 to November 11, 1918. It was one of the most devastating wars in history, reshaping the geopolitical landscape of the 20th century and leading to significant social, economic, and political changes around the world. The origins of World War I can be traced to a complex web of alliances, militarism, nationalism, and imperial ambitions. The immediate cause of the war was the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria-Hungary on June 28, 1914, by Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb nationalist. This event triggered a chain reaction of events due to the existing system of alliances and mutual defense agreements. Austria-Hungary, with the backing of Germany, issued an ultimatum to Serbia, which was only partially accepted. As a result, Austria-Hungary declared war on Serbia on July 28, 1914. This declaration set off a series of mobilizations and declarations of war due to the alliance system. Russia mobilized in defense of Serbia, Germany declared war on Russia, and France was drawn in against Germany and Austria-Hungary. When Germany violated Belgium's neutrality in their plan to quickly defeat France, Britain declared war on Germany, and the conflict spread across Europe and beyond. The war was characterized by trench warfare on the Western Front, where soldiers faced horrendous conditions in a static and grueling conflict. The Western Front stretched from the North Sea to the Swiss border, and both sides dug extensive trench systems separated by a no-man's land littered with barbed wire and landmines. The Eastern Front was more fluid, with vast territories stretching from the Baltic to the Black Sea. Here, large-scale battles and territorial advances occurred between the Central Powers, Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire and Bulgaria, and the Allies, primarily France, Britain, Russia, Italy, and later the United States. The war also expanded into the Middle East, Africa, and Asia, with battles occurring in the colonies of the warring nations and involving a diverse array of peoples. One of the war's defining features was the introduction and widespread use of new military technologies. This included machine guns, tanks, airplanes, and chemical weapons such as mustard gas. These advancements made the war more lethal and contributed to the staggering number of casualties. The total number of military and civilian casualties was estimated at around 40 million, including about 10 million soldiers and 7 million civilians who died as a result of the conflict and related causes. The sheer scale of destruction and loss of life was unprecedented. The war saw several significant battles and campaigns. The Battle of the Marne in September 1914 was a crucial early engagement, where Allied forces managed to halt the German advance into France. The Battle of Verdun in 1916 and the Battle of the Somme, also in 1916, were among the bloodiest battles of the war, with enormous losses on both sides and little strategic advantage gained. The Battle of the Somme was also notable for the first use of tanks in warfare. The entry of the United States into the war in April 1917 was a turning point. President Woodrow Wilson cited the need to make the world safe for democracy, and the repeated German attacks on American ships as reasons for joining the conflict. The arrival of fresh American troops and resources bolstered the Allied powers and helped to tip the balance against the Central Powers. The war also had significant political and social impacts. The Russian Revolution of 1917, partly fueled by war-related discontent, led to the collapse of the Tsarist regime and the rise of the Bolsheviks, who negotiated the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk with Germany in March 1918, effectively withdrawing Russia from the war. This treaty ceded significant territories to Germany and its allies, but the loss of Russian forces also meant the Central Powers lost a major front. As the war dragged on, public sentiment in many countries turned against the conflict due to the high costs and brutal conditions. The Central Powers faced economic hardship, food shortages, and growing unrest among their populations. The Allies, while not immune to these issues, had the advantage of greater resources and the support of the United States. The war finally came to an end with the signing of the Armistice of Compiègne on November 11, 1918, at 11 a.m., which halted the fighting and began the process of negotiating a peace settlement. The formal end of the war was marked by the Treaty of Versailles, signed on June 28, 1919. The treaty imposed heavy reparations and territorial losses on Germany, redrew the map of Europe, and established the League of Nations in an effort to prevent future conflicts. However, the harsh terms of the treaty and the unresolved issues from the war set the stage for future tensions and ultimately contributed to the outbreak of World War II. World War I was a monumental conflict with profound and far-reaching consequences. It marked the end of the old European order and the beginning of a new era characterized by geopolitical upheaval and the rise of new ideologies. The war's legacy includes not only the immediate political changes, but also the deep and lasting impact on the international relations of the 20th century and beyond. Thanks for watching Jicki Facts. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more amazing facts. See you in the next video.